Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the channel, the last video, and always supporting the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more TBC videos. I've kind of gotten completely back into playing WoW and really excited for TBC launch. In this video, it's not a money-making guide. I just want to give some ideas of what I'm looking to do for the next month or so on my characters, and give you guys some ideas of things that maybe you want to do this week, you guys want to do next week with the pre-patch, or when launch hits. So I'm breaking the video down into these three sections: pre-patch, pre-patch, and launch. So for pre-patch, there are two ideas I roughly have. One is just to enjoy WoW Classic while it lasts. Next week things are going to be completely different. So there are a lot of raids. I hadn't participated since I basically stopped playing after the end of right before phase 2 hit. I didn't do BWL before, so I've been able to get into a BWL run. Got wrecked by Nefarian because I completely forgot about the whole Ani scale cloak, and just enjoying those sort of moments, getting my tier sets and stuff like that. The other one is making money. So there are a couple things that I think you can do this week that you won't be able to do next week. One is buy mats that will stay TBC relevant. So these are things that next week in pre-patch you can make more money on. Content in the different phases of TBC that will still be relevant. A couple of ideas I've had is around some of the, since I'm a horde, some of the actual gear that paladins need for their mounts. I've been, getting early gems when I can, cloth when I can, leather when I can, because I think next week there's going to be a lot of people with the boosts, so they're going to want to get their paladins or shamans quickly up to 60, or they're going to try to get all of their professions basically skilled up. So these are things that I'm looking for at cheap prices that I'm trying to buy. Now, when it comes to selling mats, I'm selling all the mats that will stay classic relevant. Now, the reason why is because after next week, there's going to be a core group of people that will still be playing classic, and to them, these mats will still matter. So it's important that before next Tuesday, if you have mats that will be outscaled, whether it's like consumables or things that are worth a lot right now, off the top of my mind, I'm thinking about items that you need for a lot of the raids that are in classic, fire pots, nature pots. Those things I'm trying to sell and take advantage of that. Now, one thing I've seen in a couple of videos is around the idea of mounts, and for some reason, I don't know if people just haven't been doing their homework, but a lot of people are talking about waiting to buy epic mounts when TBC hits, and you will save money, and I do actually plan on doing that with my main hunter, but for some reason there's some misinformation going around that you can buy, I guess, like the level 60 riding skill right now and then save money. That doesn't really work that way, because that skill wasn't really introduced until TBC. But the skill that was introduced right now in classic is the level 40 riding. So I do have two alts that I created when I was playing the game back in the first two phases. One is a druid that I basically set aside for being alchemy alt. I left him at 35. And the other one was my original main, which was my shaman, ChillCraft. And the reason that I ended up leveling my hunter over my shaman was just because a lot of my friends that I left my shaman to level with stopped playing the game, and doing the solo leveling with my hunter just exceeded my shaman. So I left my shaman at 39 to do some PvP over there in that bracket. And I'm going to go ahead and get both of them to 40. Now this is, if I can get it before the end of next Tuesday, I'll be able to buy writing at 20 gold. This is going to change to 90 gold next week. So each of those are going to save me 70 gold a piece, about 140. The last thing that I did was I actually hit rank 4, but I was trying to hit at least rank 3 on PvP. Now the reason for that is I needed to buy the level 60 mount skill, and it gives me, if you at least hit rank 3, you get a 10% bonus to that, and I want to maximize my money next week, so yeah. When it comes to the pre-patch, I'm thinking about those two things too next week. I'm thinking about both enjoying the pre-patch and making money. So I'm going to be probably leveling Blood Elf Rogue to at least 20, experience those new areas. I haven't touched TBC, not even in the private servers. I think I only did private servers for Wrath, but going through experiencing that area again is going to be a lot of fun. And the second thing I want to do is just do BGs with the new talents. I'm excited to test out some of the BM spec for Hunter and have a lot of fun. I'm still contemplating if I'm going to get the Olive Raptor or the Black War Raptor. So potentially I could be grinding for tokens for that Black War Raptor. When it comes to making money, I'm going to be selling those mats that the 58s are going to be needing. So storing a lot of cloth, storing a lot of leather, and storing a lot of herbs right now. I do have some jewels, but not as much as I would like. So I think I'm going to be able to make some money that will probably get burnt by the Epic Raptor. The last thing I'm going to be doing is a lot of G-bids. I think that there's a lot of money to be made running some G-bids over the next 2 weeks. Less of being able to enjoy them and more of looking at it from that perspective. A lot of people are going to be raising alts to be buyers. So it's going to be pretty interesting to make some money next week. When it comes to launch, my end goal is probably to do a lot of the dungeon rep grinding. I remember really getting burned out, years ago with the rep at 70. And I think that now that we have that information, it just makes sense to be in dungeons, to grind for rep, and then go back and complete the quests. So in a nutshell, the way that it works is if you're doing something like Ramparts, right? If you want to get more rep with, let's say, something like Thrall Mar or Honor Hold, you traditionally you would go out to the first main city, get all the quests, do the quest, then do the dungeons. But the dungeons, if you basically run them until you can get honored, you're gonna get more, efficient rep that way. And I think that's the main goal, is just efficiency when it comes to rep, because the actual dungeons stop giving rep, I believe, after honored. So at that point you can go back and turn in all your quests, complete all your quests, and you get more rep that way. It's easier to almost basically get revered for, I think, majority of the factions out there in TBC. And there's a lot of worthwhile faction bonuses that you can get from being revered. So it really does make sense, and it does help with pre-raid bis. Now I think I'm going to be maining 2 classes in TBC, one a hunter for PvE and the other the rogue for PvP. Now, the hunter, I've gone back from doing leatherworking engineering to leatherworking and skinning, at least to, I think, make some money in TBC. I think one of the things that people are forgetting is for a lot of these reps, like if I want to get that nether drake, which is an epic mount that you need to do a lot of like rep grinding for, you do need a gathering profession. So gathering professions I think are going to be in. I see a lot of guides with people saying that, you know, just go both engineering and leatherworking or something like that, but that might be something I do later on in a different phase. But for right now, I'm going back to skinning, leatherworking. Now, I did get a lot of questions about me putting the hunter group in for elemental leatherworking instead of dragon scale leatherworking, and the primary reason that I did that was just based off of stats. And one thing I didn't really consider was pet scaling. So this is a new concept that's being introduced in TBC, where the pet gets a certain percentage of your armor, of your stats. Now, with this in mind, this really does change the flavor of which set you should be running, and I am potentially leaning towards dragon scale now, so I really appreciate those comments. For my rogue, I'll be doing something very straightforward, mining and engineering. So there are a couple of guides out there on how to go into something like slave pens and mine everything up. So that's an easy way for a rogue to make money. And then engineering, you're going to need that in the arena. So with that, those are my plans for TBC. Hopefully it gives you guys some idea of something that you might be interested in doing. What are your plans? What are you guys up to during the next couple of weeks? Hopefully you can maybe get some time off and enjoy the pre-patch, enjoy launch, and enjoy the community. I hope everyone out there is staying safe, and I wish you guys much health during this sort of season. I know it's been a crazy moment in the world right now, so thinking a lot about that today. All right, everybody, take care.